Hi friends, thank you so much for joining me. I am here to provide some math tips that you can use as you watch Mrs. Hunter's math videos this week and as you work on your math activities. The first tip that I am going to show you is something that you can use if you're having trouble remembering how to write equations. So what I did was I took a piece of paper and I cut the paper into small squares. On some of the pieces of paper, I wrote my numbers 1 all the way through 20. So that's something that you can do to practice writing your numbers. Then, on some of the other pieces of paper, I wrote my math symbols. I have an equal sign, I have an addition sign, and I have my subtraction sign. I am now going to use a word problem to show you how we can use these equation cards to help us write an equation. So let's take a look at this number story together. It says Cohen stacks 3 blocks, then he stacks 4 more. How many blocks does he stack all together? So I can solve this problem in a lot of different ways. I'm going to use counters today to solve my problem. I'm also going to look for my important numbers. So my first sentence, it says Cohen stacks 3 blocks. So I'm going to represent those 3 blocks with 3 red counters. The story then says that Cohen stacks 4 more blocks. So I'm going to show my 4 more blocks with 4 yellow counters. 1, 2, 3, 4. My question says, how many blocks does Cohen stack all together? So I can easily count up my counters. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know that Cohen stacks 7 blocks all together. But now I need to write an equation to model or to match my counters, sorry. So I'm going to scoot that up, and I am going to bring back my number cards. So I am going to use a 3 to represent the 3 blocks that Cohen stacked first. Then I am going to use a 4 to represent the 4 blocks that Cohen stacked next. Now I have to think to myself, I need a math symbol here. What did I do with Cohen's 3 blocks and his 4 more blocks? Did I take any blocks away, or did I add more blocks? Very good, I added 4 more blocks. So I'm going to take a look at my symbol cards. Which one of these symbols means add? Well, I know that my addition symbol means add. So I'm going to put my addition symbol right in between my 3 and my 4. So 3 plus 4. I also know that I need my equal sign to come before how many blocks Cohen stacked all together. So remember, Cohen stacked 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then I would find my number card with a 7 on it. So my equation is 3 plus 4 equals 7. I can then use this model to write my equation on my paper. So if I scoot these aside, I can write 3 plus 4 equals 7. So parents, a really good tip to help your child if they're struggling with writing equations is to already have the cards out that they'll need. Of course, you can have them help you find the important numbers, but you should have the math symbols ready to go. And if they're really struggling with whether they should add or subtract, don't put in the subtraction symbol. Keep it out for now and just give them the choice between the addition symbol and the equal symbol. They may do something like this, and you can read it together and say 3 equals 4 plus 7, and then you can go back to your counters and talk about why that doesn't make sense. Really quickly, I just want to mention that it's a good idea to create more than one set of numbers 1 through 20. I actually have 2 sets here because sometimes we might have a problem that asks us to add 4 plus 4. So we would need 2 of the number 4 cards. So to have 2 piles of numbers 1 through 20 is a really good idea. I also included 2 addition signs in this pile because sometimes in first grade we have to add 3 numbers, so our equation would need 2 addition signs. If your child is continuing to struggle with writing an equation, something else that I do is I set it up for them. So the line is the first number. I put a circle for their symbol, the next number, a circle for the equal sign, and then the sum or the difference would go right there. So that's something that you can do, and that should trigger what they need. And again, you can also do that when they build it to show them, well, you need a number on this line, what goes in the circle, and then they would have to identify the symbol. The last thing I want to mention to you is that in this Flipgrid video, I have attached subtraction keywords. So you can print these out, or if you don't have a printer, you can copy just the title, subtraction words, and all the keywords onto a piece of paper, or you can display it on your cell phone, of course. So there's one for subtraction keywords, and there's one for addition keywords, and you can display these when your child is working on addition and subtraction problems to help them identify the appropriate operation to use. All right, thanks so much.